I found out that my entitled sister is still sleeping with her deadbeat baby daddy while I sacrifice for her son, so I refuse to babysit for her ever again. I have an older sister with a 9-month-old son. She doesn't make enough to pay for daycare in our area, but she makes too much to qualify for assistance, so my mom and I help her with her baby. My mom watches him on Tuesday and Thursday, and I watch him on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm in grad school and take my classes online, so it's been a struggle to watch a baby, be in my Zooms, and do my work, but it's worth it since I love my nephew. We all live together, by the way. My sister has been a single mom from the beginning. He denies being the dad, sends her horrible messages, and is a deadbeat. He wasn't at the birth, not on the BC, and hasn't seen his son. It's a complete deadbeat. She put him on child support, but he works under the table and doesn't pay anything because she says he's unemployed but has the money to live. Honestly, I feel like a single mom at this point with how much I help her, so it disgusts me with how big of a deadbeat he is. Sometimes, my mom is watching him and gets called into work, and I have to watch him even if I had watched him the entire day before. My sister also works as a hotel manager and gets called in all the time to cover shifts, so there's time when it's 11 p.m., and she wakes me up to watch him so she can go to work. I had no issue helping my sister until I found out she was still sleeping with her ex. The same ex that denied and insulted her child has never met him and has never done anything for him. Right before finals last semester, my sister woke me up at 11 p.m. to tell me the night audit girl called out, and she had to go into cover for her. I had a huge proctored test the next day but agreed because my mom was working overnight, so there was no one else. He was up crying all night, so by the time she got back at 7 a.m., I was exhausted and did not do well on my test. I was fine with this until a few days ago when I got home and overheard my sister gushing on the phone about having intimacy with a guy I was surprised since. I didn't know she was seeing anyone, and I asked her who she was talking about. She looked so shocked I was back and overheard, and she ignored me, but her friend on the phone said, "Oh, she doesn't know you've been fucking Jake again? Jake is her deadbeat BD." I was so shocked. My sister looked so guilty and hung up the phone and broke down crying, saying she'd been hanging out with her ex for the past 2 months. The deadbeat ex. The one that's a deadbeat. To her kid. I was disgusted. She told me she just loved him so much and missed him. I asked her how much she worked and how she could see him, and she told me she would meet him in rooms at her job and lied to my mom and me about working. I asked her if the night she left before my test was a real shift or fake, and she said fake. That's when I lost it on her and told her she was disgusting. That wasn't the first assignment I had to sacrifice time with because of her going to work at all hours of the day, but she knew this was an important final I had in the morning and still lied about working just to sleep with her deadbeat ex. I've never felt so disrespected. I told her that me and my mom have been bending backward to be her baby daddy since the actual one won't step up and that her sleeping with him is not just a slap in the face to me and my mom but to her son. Sleeping with an ex that did you wrong is one thing, but one that got you pregnant, abandoned you to take care of your child alone, and is a deadbeat is just pathetic. She said she couldn't believe that I was mad and that it was her body and she could sleep with whoever she wanted. I told her that she could ask him to watch his son since they seemed to be on good terms and that I would never watch her son again. Why should I if the father isn't expected to be a dad and is rewarded for it? I just can't wrap my mind around how a woman can be turned on by a man who is a deadbeat to her own child. But will I give my mom an attitude if we make plans because it can interfere with her childcare? I don't know if she thought I was joking, but yesterday, she came into my room because Friday is the day I watch her son, and she placed him on my bed and walked out, dressed to go to work. I picked him up, followed her, and told her she could take him to his father because I wouldn't be watching him. Not even for pay. She started crying, asking if I was serious, and I said I was very serious. She can message him to sleep with him, but she can't ask him to watch his child. She says he's unemployed, so indeed, he has the time. She said he didn't want to watch him, and I told her oh well. She ended up leaving with him and brought him to her friend, but she arrived at work late, and the regional manager was there. She got written up for being 30 minutes late. She told my mom, and they're both so mad at me and have been giving me the silent treatment, but my mom says she's disappointed in me since no matter what, we need to support my nephew, and no matter my sister's choices I shouldn't let it stop me from being a good aunt. Am I the a-hole?